Hello, everybody. Bill Kelso here at Bert Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. It is the Fanshawe Falcons against the St. Clair Saints in the 2022 SCAA, the FCAA Baseball Championships. Again, my name is Bill Kelso, along with the rest of the TV digital crew. Getting just about set to start this game here in the Final Four, double elimination knockout. So you have two chances. If you lose one, you still have another. And the Fanshawe Falcons will bat first. That's a look at the batting order. Eric Martin will lead things off. He's the left fielder. He'll be followed by Drew Lawrence and then Brad Verhaven, the first three batters, to face the Saints pitcher, Cameron O'Reilly, who will be wearing number 15. He is the pitcher who will start things off for the St. Clair Saints here in this morning's first game of action. The sunny surroundings here at the ballpark. And they'll look at the defensive alignment for the St. Clair Saints. Got Tilson in left, Polis in center, Appleyard in right. Robinson at first, Morin at second, Ray at short, and Finley at third. The catcher is real, and the pitcher, of course, as I mentioned, Cameron O'Reilly, as we're just getting underway in a moment or so. Get a couple of the warm-up tosses. Look at the St. Clair portion of the team. Getting ready to come out on the field. A breezy, sunny day here in Tecumseh, Ontario. Supposed to warm up a bit, and that's a good thing. Eric Martin, again, will be the leadoff hitter. Left-handed batter. Will square off against O'Reilly, Cameron O'Reilly. Should be an interesting day of baseball, no question about it. Looking forward to it. Very bright here at the ballpark. They are still going over some of the rules and everything else at the plate. Now that has just ended. Warm-up tosses will begin, and we'll get this thing underway here at the ballpark. Crowd still forming in, or filing in. The Saints have now taken the field. O'Reilly will get his warm-up tosses in, and we will get things underway here at the ballpark. Cameron O'Reilly, tall left-hander for the Saints. Again, he wears uniform number 15. He'll get his warm-up tosses in, and this thing will get underway. And the crowd noise is starting to pick up a bit. People, again, still filing in here at the ballpark. There's a look at Martin. Pitched 5 games, 4 starts. He's 4-0, 20 innings pitched. Look at the strikeout ratio, 26 strikeouts in just 20 innings pitched. And with an ERA of 2.07, pretty impressive left-hander. Has a good fastball. I'm sure an array of pitches. It'll be very interesting to see how Fanshawe lines up against O'Reilly. Again, a left-hander. Looking forward to seeing this man pitch. I was here earlier in the year, didn't get a chance to see him throw, so it's going to be pretty exciting here at the ballpark. Should note that a couple of weeks ago or so, the Saints, look at the wind. The wind gusts at 35K, but mentioned just about to mention that a couple of weeks ago, the Saints and Fanshawe played 2 games here, and the Saints swept them. So I'm sure Fanshawe will be looking for revenge as they try to advance here in the tournament. Just about ready to get underway. They're just finishing up. First batter again, Eric Martin. So it'll be a lefty against the lefty. I always did enjoy those matchups. He'll be followed by Lawrence Drew and then Verhaven. The first 3 batters. Good season for Martin, too. He averaged 400, 14 for 35. Had a nice season. This should be interesting. Just getting ready for the first pitch of the ball game. O'Reilly against Martin. Martin sets and deals. Fouled away. Got a good rip. Oh, 0-1 the count. We mentioned that earlier with the 12 games and the 14 for 35. 0-1 the count on Martin. The 0-1 pitch, chopped wide of first. Counts now 0-2. 0-2 the count to Eric Martin. O'Reilly pitches out of the stretch. Tall left-hander looking in. 0-2 the count. Pitch on the way is slapped to the first baseman, and Robinson's going to make the play. 1 up and 1 down in the Falcons' first half of the first inning, and it'll bring up the center fielder, Lawrence Drew. So Drew Lawrence, right-handed batter, 1 out. Top of the first inning, just underway here at the ballpark, here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. And the first pitch, low for a ball, it's 1-0. Drew batting .279 on the season. He was 12 for 43 with a home run and 7 RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch. It's 2-0. 2-0 the count on Drew Lawrence, the center fielder. The 2-0 pitch is up high, make it 3-0. So Lawrence has worked the count to 3-0 on O'Reilly. The 3-0 pitch in for a strike and make it 3-1. 3-1 the count to Drew Lawrence. Verhaven waits on deck for the Falcons. 1 out, nobody on. And the 3-1 pitch. Make it strike 2. So the count is full. Count is full. Full count to Drew Lawrence. Lawrence settles in. Three-two pitch on the way. Strike 3, got him. Caught looking. 2 up and 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. We'll bring up the catcher, Brad Verhaven. So Verhoeven will step up, another left-handed batter. 2 away here in the top half of the first inning. And the pitch. Fouled off. Counts 0-1. Verhaven 15 for 42 on the season. A nice .357 batting average. He has 1 homer and 12 RBIs. Good hitting catcher. And the pitch is swung on. In for a base hit to right field. So a single for Verhoeven is going to bring up Ferris Adamu, the right fielder. Adamu is the third hitter of the first four batters who bats left-handed against the lefty Cameron O'Reilly. Runner on first. 2 out in the Falcons' first half here in the first inning. Up and tight. 1-0 the count to Adamu. Verhoeven at first with 2 out. O'Reilly delivers in for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Adamu. Swung on and fouled down the left field line. The count is 1-2. One and two, the count. Runner at first. 2 out here in the the top half of the first inning. Throw over to first. Count 1-2 the count to Adamu. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on slowly towards short. Here's the third, the throw to first, and it gets away from Robinson. Verhaven's going to go to third. Adamu goes to second. And runners are now at second and third with 2 out here in the top half of the first inning. Bring up the first baseman, Jamie Chopping Lauer. So Jamie Lawler, the first baseman, right-handed batter. Second and third, 2 out. Top of the first inning if you've just joined us here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. And the Falcons are threatening here in this first inning. 13 for 40 with a .325 batting average on the season. Popped up. Catcher is covering under it. And he makes the play to retire the side. The good play by the Saints catcher, Henry Reel. So, no runs, 1 hit in an error. And the score as we go to the bottom of the first. We are scoreless. We'll be back with more baseball right after this. Quick look at the replay. We'll be right back.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
We are back here at Lacasse Park. Bill Kelso along with the We Digital crew here. WeDigital.ca. And pitching, Dusan Carrick is the right-hander pitching for Fanshawe. He's going to square off against Ethan Paulos, Hunter Appleyard, and Henry Reel are the first 3 batters for the Saints here in the bottom half of the first inning. That's a look at our lineup. Paulos is the center fielder. He'll bat first, followed by Appleyard, then Reel. Colin Robinson, first baseman, will bat fourth. Owen Finley will bat fifth, the third baseman. Austin Tilson, the left fielder. And then we've got Anderson, Ray, and Spencer Morin are the 9 batters for the Saints here this morning. And there's the look at the defensive alignment for the Fanshawe Falcons. First base is Lawler, Smith at second, Gordon at short, Carson at third, Martin, Lawrence, and Adamu in the outfield for Hoven, the catcher, and the catcher, Deucen Carrick. So he'll face off against Ethan Paulos to start things off here in the Saints' bottom half of the first inning. We're scoreless, and we're just underway here at the ballpark. First pitch from Carrick, in for a strike. The count is 0-1 on Paulos. The second baseman, Hunter Appleyard, I should say the right fielder, on deck for St. Clair. Pitch is wide and up high. Count 1-1. 1-1 the count to Paulos. 1-1 pitch on the way is low. Make it 2-1. 2-1 the count to Paulos. Paulos, the left-handed batter. The 2-1 pitch. In for a strike, make it 2-2. 2-2 the count. Pitch on the way. Curveball drops in for a strike. He gets him looking. Good pitch. Delivered by Carrick. 1 up and 1 down here in the Saints' bottom half of the first inning. Is going to bring up the right fielder, Hunter Appleyard. He'll be followed by the catcher, Henry Reel. He's waiting on deck. 1 up and 1 down in the Saints' first half of the first inning. I should say now in the bottom half. Pitch is up high and in tight. 1-0 to Appleyard. A little breezy here at the ballpark. There's Appleyard's numbers pretty impressive. 49-89 on the season. Pitch is low, make it 2-0. 23 for 47. Pretty impressive season for the right fielder. Saw him play here a couple weeks ago. He's pretty impressive. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and hit to second. Throw over to first, and he makes the play. Good play by Smith. 2 up and 2 down in the Saints' bottom half of the first inning. Look at the replay. Pretty easy play for the second baseman, and easily tossed them out. Coming up, the catcher, Henry Reel. Third batter in the inning, right-handed batter. Again, 2 out, bottom of the first inning. We're just starting here at the ballpark. It's sunny but breezy. Going to get warmer here as the day goes along, and here's the first pitch. Curveball is up high. 1-0, the count to Reel. First baseman Colin Robinson is on deck for the Saints. Curveball drops in for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1, the count to Reel. The 1-1 pitch in tight. 2-1. 2-1, the count to Reel. Robinson. Here's the pitch by ball is hit to the right side of the ballpark, but out of play. Two. The count. Two outs, nobody on. Carrick sets and deals. Curveball chopped towards short. Throw to first, and he is out. So 3 up and 3 down, and the Saints bottom half inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Score at the end of 1 is scoreless. A look at the replay of the play by the shortstop. McGuire Gordon with the play. So we'll get to the second inning right after these words.
child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
We are back here at Lacasse Park. Bill Kelso along with the rest of the WeDigital.ca crew. We're going to start the top half of the second inning. We are scoreless at the end of one inning of play. Stratton, Gordon, and Carson are the scheduled three batters for Team Fanshawe here in the top half of the second inning against Cameron O'Reilly, who's just finishing up his warm-up tosses, the big left-hander. Again, we've got a sunny day here at the ballpark. A little chilly, a little windy, but the weather in terms of warmth will be increasing as we go along throughout the course of the day. It is pretty bright here at the ballpark. So the DH, Carter Stratton, will start things off for the Falcons. Stratton is just the second right-handed batter that O'Reilly has faced here early in this contest. The first 3 out of 4 were left-handed batters. And again, McGuire Gordon, the shortstop, awaits on deck. Stratton waits for the first pitch from O'Reilly, and here it comes. Just got a piece of it and fouled off. 0-1 the count to Carter Stratton. And the 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. 1-1 the count to Stratton. O'Reilly has thrown a few pitches so far early in this contest. I'm sure he'd like to get 3 up and 3 down in this one, this inning particularly. Pitch is fouled away behind us here in our broadcast location. Count 1-2. 1-2 to Stratton. First batter up here in the second inning. Nobody out. Strike 3 call, second strikeout of the morning for O'Reilly. 1 up and 1 down in the Falcons' second inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, McGuire Gordon. So for the first 6-3 batters, 3 left-handed batters and 3 right-handed batters going up against O'Reilly. So Gordon, a right-handed batter, batted .239 on the season. He's 11 for 46. Pitch is low. 1-0 the count to Gordon. And the 1-0 pitch, low, 2-0. So Gordon has worked the count to 2-0 against O'Reilly. Second batter to face him in the second inning. Two-0 pitch on the way. Ground ball to short. Long throw to first, and he gets him. 2 up and 2 down. Good play by the shortstop. Carter Ray. Look at this on the replay. Fairly easy play. And the throw to first. So 2 outs here in the Falcons' second inning. Will bring up the third baseman, Liam Carson. Carson, right-handed hitter. So far, O'Reilly has shown less pitches than he did in the first inning. First pitch is in for a strike. Count is 0-1. Excuse me, 0-1 the count to Carson. Second baseman Connor Smith awaits on deck. And the pitch, got a piece of it, followed off. It's 1-1. Should say 0-2, excuse me. Let me see what's on the screen. Oh, and 2 the count to Carson. And O'Reilly deals. Ball up high. Make it 1-2. 1-2 the count to Liam Carson, and with Connor Smith waiting on deck. Carson is the 4th right-handed hitter to face O'Reilly. The man on deck is actually a left-handed hitter. We'll see what happens here. The pitch is chopped. Slowly to first. Flip to the pitcher. He's not going to get there on time. Make that an infield single for Liam Carson. Tough play to make for the Saints. And couldn't make the play on time. We get a look at this on the replay. Slow hopper. O'Reilly might have been a little slow getting over, and there's the play. That's safe at first as Carson will bring up Connor Smith, a runner on 1st and 2 down here in the Falcons. Top of the second inning. And the first pitch. Good pitch, too. Good low strike. 0-1 the count to Smith. We'll go back to the top of the lineup. Should he get on board? Smith is 10 for 35 on the season with a .286 batting average. Again, runner at first. Doesn't have a big lead. Swung on and hit into right field, and making the play at an easy running play by the right fielder Appleyard, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Scores we go to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. We get a look at the replay to finish things off. And we'll be back with more baseball right after this.
I'm just gonna hang out. If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
We are back at the ballpark here at Lacasse Park with the record of Deuce and Carrick. 1-1, 2 starts, 7 strikeouts in his 7.2 innings, and he's going to face off against Colin Robinson. The first baseman pitches up high and wide, 1-0 to Robinson. He'll be followed by Finley and then Tilson. The Saints, bottom half of the second inning, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Robinson. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2-1. 2-1 the count to Robinson. Third baseman Owen Finley awaits on deck for the Saints. And the pitch is low, make it 3-1. So the count goes to 3-1 on Robinson. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss, make it 3-2. The count is full. Carrick 3 up and 3 down in his first inning pitched. Works the count to 3-2 on Robinson. Carrick delivers up high, he walked him. So Robinson gets a walk. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Owen Finley. Finley's been a busy guy. Finley won the Rookie of the Year award for the Saints. He's had a busy week. He played Wednesday and Thursday for the LaSalle Vipers hockey team, Junior B, and the Vipers won last night, 2-0 in Leamington. Finley 21 for 54 in the season with a .389 batting average. And the first pitch, curveball is wide. It's a rather 1-0. 1-0 to Finley. Robinson at first. He is not a base stealing threat. .0 pitch. In for a strike. It's 1-1. Looked a bit low from here. However, the count is 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way. Dropped another curveball on there. Now it's 1-2. Carrick has a bit of a nasty curve. He works the count to 1-2 on Finley with a runner on first and nobody away here in the Saints' second inning. Pitch to Carrick. Good play by the pitcher. Carrick throws to second for one. Back to first, and he gets him on the double play. 1-4-3 double play. Nicely worked there by Fanshawe. Look at this on the replay. Nicely done. Shortstop over to first. He's going to bring up the left fielder, Austin Tilson, with 2 out here in the Saints' second inning. Pitches up high, 1-0. So far, the Fanshawe Falcons have come to play. Tilson, 19 for 50 on the season, had an impressive .380 batting average during the course of the season. Another left-handed batter in for a strike. Count is 1-1. Well, Tilson comes by athletics naturally. Former University of Windsor athletic track star, Austin Tilson. It was actually his father's name is Doug, but the family name certainly being carried forward by his son here. Count is now 2-1. And the pitch. Actually, it was 3-1 now. It's ball 4. So Tilson gets a walk. It's the second walk of the inning given up by Carrick. He'll square off against the DH, Josh Anderson. Runner at first, 2 out, bottom of 2. We are scoreless here at the ballpark. And the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Shortstop Carter Ray awaits on deck. Should Rob Anderson get aboard? Pitch by Carrick in tight, 2-0. So the count is 2-0 to Anderson. Anderson hit .370 on the season. Pretty impressive, 10 for 27. And the pitch. Curveball, throw to first. Count's now 2-1. 2-1 the count to Josh Anderson. Again, Tilson at first. There, nope. Pitch has popped up on a play. Count now is 2-2. So Carrick works the count to 2-2 on Anderson. Again, Tilson at first has good speed. Pitch hit. It's going to be a base hit to center field, and Tilson will hold up at second. First hit of the morning for the Saints. Runners at first and second with 2 out here. It's going to bring up again the shortstop, Carter Ray. Look at the replay, and a nice single there delivered by Anderson. So runners at first and second, 2 out. Brief discussion at the mound. Second baseman Spencer Morin waits on deck. Ray hit .273 on the season. He was 18 for 66. But he's got runners at first and second. Let's see if the Saints can cash somebody in here. And the pitch. In tight. 1-0. 1-0 the count to Ray. .0 pitch on the way. Again inside, make it 2-0. So Ray works the count to 2-0. Important pitch coming up here. Carrick sets and deals. It's low, make it 3-0. Not a bad location, but low. So 3-0 on Ray. Expect him to take on this one. The 3-0 pitch, and he walked him. So the bases are loaded. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Spencer Morin. First real sign of trouble here for the Falcons here in this contest. And we're going to have a discussion at the mound early in this contest. Bases are loaded. Tilson safe on a walk. Anderson with a single. And Carter Ray getting a walk. So 3 walks in the inning. Some wildness displayed here by Carrick after a pretty good first inning. And now the bases are loaded. And the Saints in the midst, hopefully, of a rally for them. They'd like to open up the scoring in this one. Morin, a left-handed batter. Had an impressive season, 11 for 22, and he batted .500. That's a guy you like to have up when the bases are jammed. Let's see what he does here. Matchup against Carrick, drops a curveball in for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 the count to Morin. Good curveball. Will he go back to the curve? He's going to throw a fastball. Let's see. And the pitch, another curve in the dirt. Catcher is going to get the ball. Runners will not advance. 1-1 the count to Morin. Ethan Paulos is on deck for the Saints. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch in for a strike, make it 1-2. So Carrick has worked the count to 1-2 on Morin. Bases loaded. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, he gets him swinging. And the side is retired, a big out for the Falcons. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The score as we go to the top of the third. We are scoreless. We'll be back.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Mont's On Time Express has all of
We are back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. Bill Kelso and the rest of the WeDigital.ca crew getting set to start the third inning. We are scoreless here at the ballpark. Look at the some of yesterday's scores in the elimination round. Fanshawe winning 8-4 against George Brown, and then it was Centennial 6-5 over Durham. As we get set to start the top of the third inning, it'll be Martin, Lawrence, and Verhoeven. Martin grounded out to first his first time up, so he'll square off against the lefty, Cameron O'Reilly. So Martin, the left fielder, is 0 for 1 here on the morning. First batter here in the top half of the third inning for the Falcons. Still looking for the game's first run. First pitch from O'Reilly. Inside, 1-0. Fastball is 1-0. The count on Martin. Drew Lawrence, the center fielders, on deck. And the pitch. Good pitch. Fastball in for a strike. Make it 1-1. 1-1 the count to Martin. Had a nice season. Batted .400. He was 14 for 35 in the year. A left-handed batter. One of 5 left-handed batters in the lineup. Low and inside and low. As mentioned, count 2-1. 2-1 the count to Martin. And the 2-1 pitch. In for a strike. 2-2 the count to Martin. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Ouch. Got him in the hand. They may have said hit the bat. Let's see. He's going back to the plate, I think. Maybe not. We're just trying to figure things out here. Still awaiting. They're going to call that a foul ball, I think. At least that's the initial call by the umpire. We are awaiting word. And he is going to have to come back to the plate. Still awaiting word as he was shaken up on the play. Let's see if he can still grip the bat. He's putting a glove back on as we get it from our vantage point, our camera location. Bit of a confusion. And he's coming back up the bat. So they're going to have to reset the count. Count is 2-2. It's called a foul ball on Martin. And he'll return to the batting area. 2-2 the count to Martin. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the third inning. And the 2-2 pitch is low. It's 3-2. Full count on Martin. The payoff pitch from O'Reilly is low. He walked him. So Martin gets a walk. Runner at first. That's the first walk of the morning given up by O'Reilly. He'll bring up Drew Lawrence, the center fielder. Struck out his first time up. So 1 on, nobody out. Here in the Falcons' third inning. We're in the top half of the inning. Lawrence batted .279 on the season. But we got the righty against the lefty with a runner at first. First pitch from O'Reilly is in the dirt, and the runner is going to advance to second base on the pass ball. He better hurry. Runner will stay at second on the pass ball. And the Falcons now have a runner at second base with nobody out. They did threaten in the first inning at the bases loaded, but O'Reilly got out of the jam. Now he's got a runner at second with nobody out, with Drew Lawrence here at the plate. Verhoeven, the catcher, is on deck. So 1-0 the count on Drew Lawrence, with Martin at second. And the pitch. In for a strike, it's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Drew Lawrence. Mentioned earlier, he struck out his first time up. Martin with a medium lead at second. Here's the pitch. Curveball hit to short to third. Finley. Long throw to first, and he gets him. Throw to third, and he does not get him. Safe at third is Martin on the force out. So the Falcons have a runner at third with 1 out. Look at this on the replay. Finley with the throw to first. Robinson returns to third, but not in time. And a runner at third. Getting underneath the tag was Eric Martin. He's going to bring up Verhoeven. Verhoeven had a single his first time up. Left-handed batter. And the first pitch, curveball, is low. Make it a rather 1-0. 1-0 to Verhoeven. Runner at third, 1 out. Falcons threatening here in the top half of the third inning. The 1-0 pitch in for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count on Verhoeven. The 1-1 pitch, curveball, nice pitch too. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Count is 1-2 on Verhoeven. Runner at third, 1 out. One-two pitch on the way. It's in sight. 2-2. 2-2 the count. O'Reilly has thrown a lot of pitches so far early in this game. Cool, breezy morning. Temperatures are warming up, but it is breezy here at the ballpark. 2-2 pitch coming up. And he delivers. It's swung on and hit into right field. Appleyard with the throw home, and the run will score. So a sacrifice fly and an RBI by Verhoeven, and the Falcons take an early 1-0 lead here in the third inning. We'll bring up Jamie Lawler. Rather, Ferris Adamu is the batter. So the Falcons lead 1-0 here in the top of the third inning on the sacrifice fly. Adamu had a single in the first inning. Pitch 1-0, the count to Adamu. 2 out, nobody on. Falcons lead by 1. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-1. 1-1 the count to Adamu. The 1-1 pitch. Strike two. It's 1-2. So the count goes to 1-2 on Adamu with Lawler on deck for the Falcons. The 1-2 pitch, curveball, chopped to first to Robinson. Rather, the second baseman, sorry about that, makes the play. And the side is retired, but the Falcons get a run. 1 run, no hits, and no errors. And the score as we go to the bottom of the third, it's 1-0 Falcons. We'll be back with more baseball right after this.
Your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On-Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On-Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded, and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On-Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On-Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
We are back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. It's CAA Baseball Championships in the double round knockout. Saints losing 1-0 here to start the bottom half of the third inning. Center fielder Ethan Paulus will score off against Dusan Karak. Karak has walked 3 so far in this contest. First pitch. In for a strike on Paulos. 0-1 the count to Paulos. Left-handed batter. He'll be followed by Appleyard and then Henry Reel here in the Saints' third. Curveball. Hit for a single to pass the second baseman. On base for the first time in this morning is Paulos. We'll bring up the right fielder, Hunter Appleyard, who ground out the second his first time up. So there's a runner at first, nobody out. Saints bottom half of the third inning, and they trail by a run. Again, runner at first, nobody away. Appleyard ground out the second his first time up. First pitch. Lays a bunt down. It's a tough play, too. Long throw to first, and he is going to be safe at first with a bunt single for Hunter Appleyard. And now the Saints are threatening here early in the third inning. It's runners at first and second with nobody out. Look at this on the replay. Choppy bunt, but it worked. And he hustled down the first baseline and was safe. And it's going to bring up the catcher, Henry Reel, who grounded out the short his first time up. So runners at first and second with nobody away here in the Saints' third. They trail by a run, but trying to get back into this one. First pitch to Reel's a curveball up high. 1-0. 1-0 the count to Reel. Colin Robinson is on deck for the Saints. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, stopped by the catcher in front. Runners do not advance. Count is 2-0. 2-0 to Reel. Important pitch coming up here. Carrick delivers. It's low in the dirt again, but blocking it for heaven. It's now 3-0. So the count has been worked to 3-0 on Reel. Runners at first and second. Definitely will be taking on this one would think. Here's the 3-0 pitch. In for a strike, it's 3-1. 3-1, the count to Reel. Again, Robinson awaits on deck, the first baseman. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Hit sharply to short, throw to second for one, back to first, and he gets the double play, but the runner goes to third. 6-4-3 double play, runner on third with 2 out. Look at the replay, and a good play by the Falcons at short. Quickly to second and back to first. Plenty of time. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Colin Robinson, with a runner on third and 2 out. Saints trying to get back into this one. Curveball is in for a strike. It's 0-1, the count to Robinson. Deucen Carrick. Bit of a jam, runner at third, 2 out. And the pitch. It's low, 1-1. 1-1, the count to Robinson. One pitch up high, 2-1. So Robinson's worked the count to 2-1. Runner on third, again, 2 outs. 1-0's our score. Falcons lead. Saints trying to get back into this one here in the bottom half of the third inning. The 2-1 pitch on the way. It's in the dirt. Good block by the catcher for Hoven. And the count is now 3-1. So Robinson has worked the count to 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. He walked him. So Robinson gets a walk. 4th walk of the morning given up by Carrick. Going to bring up third baseman Owen Finley. Left-handed batter, and we're going to have a conference at the mound. We are in the bottom of the third inning. 2 outs. Runners at first and third for the Saints. They trail by a run. Bill Kelso along with you, along with the rest of the We Dash Digital crew. On what I've said more than once, a somewhat breezy morning. Look at the 2022 OCAA baseball standings. Saints and Humber Hawks at 17-1, Fanshawe 11-7, along with the Centennial Colts and the Durham Lords. And then you work on all the way down from the George Brown Huskies at 9-9, Seneca Sting at 7-11, and then the rest of the way. Owen Finley with runners at first and third, 2 out here in the Saints' third inning. In the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Robinson doesn't go anywhere. Counts 1-0. 1-0 the count to Finley. Finley bounded into a double play his first time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Carrick likes to use the off-speed pitch. Count has now worked to 1-1 on Finley. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. Good curveball delivered there by Carrick. One and two the count to Owen Finley. 1-2 on the way. Just got a piece of it. Count remains 1-2. One and two, the count to Finley. Saints would like to cash in here. Carrick would like to get out of the inning. The 1-2 pitch is up high. It's 2-2. 2-2 the count to Finley. Left fielder Austin Tilson awaits on deck if Finley can get aboard. The 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Goes off the catcher right in front of the plate. And the count is now full on Finley. So Owen Finley has worked the count to 3-2. First, second, and third as Robinson went to second. So it's now second and third. And he gets him. Caught looking, strike three call. That's a big O. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And the score at the end of 3, it's 1-0 for the Falcons. We'll be back with more baseball right after these words.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
We are back at Lacasse Park here in Tecumseh, getting set to start the top half of the 4th inning with the Fanshawe Falcons leading 1-0 against the St. Clair Saints. Cameron O'Reilly just finishing up his warm-up tosses as he gets set to start the 4th inning. My name is Bill Kelso, and we get the rest of the we-digital.ca crew here. Looking up, Jamie Lawler will start things off. He'll be followed by Carter Stratton and then McGuire Gordon here in the 4th inning. Right-handed batter against the left-handed thrower. And the first pitch. Got a piece of it. Counts 0-1. 0-1 the count to Lawler. Lawler ground out to the pitcher his first time up. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. Strike 2 on the outside corner. 0-2 the count to Lawler. Lawler in his second year, native of Cambridge, Ontario. The 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. 1 up and 1 down. In the Falcons' 4th, they'll bring up Carter Stratton, the DH. He struck out his first time up. That was the 3rd strikeout of the morning for Cameron O'Reilly for the Saints. Stratton was one of them. He struck out his first time up in the 2nd inning. And the first pitch is low in the dirt. Count 1-0 to Carter Stratton. 1 out, nobody on, top of 4. And the Falcons lead 1-0 here in this one. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, it's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Stratton. Shortstop McGuire Gordon on deck for the Falcons. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Did he go? He did not. The count is 2-1. 2-1 the count to Lawler. O'Reilly deals. It's away and low. 3-1. 3-1 the count. Again, Lawler ground out to the pitcher his first time up. The 3-1 pitch in the dirt, and he walked him. Second walk in the morning given up by O'Reilly. It's going to bring up Carter Stratton. Just say McGuire Gordon. Pitch in for a strike. One out, one on. Swing and a miss. Quick throw to first. He hit him at second, and he got him. Out stealing. And a good play by the Saints to get the second out. Two strikes to Gordon. Two out here in the fourth. Here's the pitch. 2-1, or rather 1-2. 1-2 the count to Gordon. Time is called. Two out, nobody on. Liam Carson is on deck for the Falcons. Should Gordon get aboard? Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Long throw to first, and he gets him. So the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and no errors on the play there at the short by the Saints. It scores. We go to the top of the fourth. It's 1-0. Rather, the bottom of the fourth. It's 1-0 for the Falcons. We'll be right back right after this.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Back here at the ballpark at Lacasse and here in Tecumseh, Ontario. We're going to set to start the bottom half of the fourth inning, in the St. Clair Saints losing 1-0. Tilson, Anderson, and Ray are the scheduled first three batters here in the Saints' fourth inning. Have a new pitcher on the mound. Aiden Gagnon is the pitcher. So Carrick lasted 3 innings. So Tilson, Anderson, and Ray. Tilson walked his first time up. New pitcher on the mound for the Falcons. First pitch fouled off. 0-1 to Tilson. Again, he'll be followed by the DH, Josh Anderson, and then the shortstop, Carter Ray, here in the Saints' 4th inning. 1-0 is our score. And the pitch. 1-1. 1-1. It was low. 1-1 to Tilson. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. Make it 2-1. 2-1 the count to Tilson. And the 2-1 pitch swung on and belted into center field. He's going to get extra bases. It's going to be a double, a stand-up double for Austin Tilson. Runner at second with nobody out. Good hit by Tilson. Real good hit. Most solid hit that the Saints have had here. And look at this on the replay. Into right center field, right up against the fence. It's going to bring out the DH, Josh Anderson, who singled his first time up. So runner at second, nobody out for the Saints. They trail by 1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Saints looking to get a rally going here against the new pitcher, Aiden Gagnon. 1-0 the count. Runner at second. Again, nobody out. It's the Saints' 4th hit of the morning. And they're looking to cash this one in. The 1-0 pitch. In for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Anderson. And the pitch outside. 2-1. 2-1 the count to Josh Anderson. Safe at second on a pickoff attempt. Was Tilson. Pitches up high. 3-1. So the count's been worked at 3-1 on Anderson. Runner on second, nobody away here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The 3-1 pitch, low. He walked him. So first and second with nobody out, and will bring up the shortstop, Carter Ray. And the Saints are threatening here in the 4th inning. Trying to get back into this one. They trail by 1. Ray walked his first time up. Nice crowd forming here at the old ballpark. Clear blue sky. A little windy, a little coolish. This will warm up as the day goes on, as we've talked about that before. First and second, nobody out. Low and outside. Count is 1-0. And pitcher Aiden Gagnon in a bit of a jam here in the fourth inning with nobody out. Want to know the count. And the pitch by Gagnon. Bunted forward. Long throw to third. He is going to be safe at third. And the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the Saints' fourth inning. Tough play to make, and we get a look at this on the replay. Stratton with the long throw, and the runner is safe. So the bases are loaded. Bring up Riley Briggs. He's going to pinch it for Morin. Left-handed batter. So the left-handed batter shaken up on the play on the slide was Tilson. So he's being attended to. And Riley Briggs is going to bat for Morin with the bases loaded here in the fourth inning and nobody out. And this is not the first time in this game that the Saints have threatened. So a bit of a delay in this one as we await the goings-on. As Austin Tilson is being tended to, the left fielder. He has come out of the game. New runner on third. Is Isaac Wesson is running and going to run. So Isaac Boisson is going to do the running for Tilson. Bases loaded, nobody out for Briggs. First pitch to Briggs. Up high, 1-0. 1-0 the count to Briggs. Bases loaded, nobody out. Saints threatening here in the fourth. They trail by a run. Briggs had .259 on the season, but he had 2 home runs. Here's the 1-0. In for a strike, it's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Briggs. The 1-1 pitch. Shallow into center field. And he's going to hold up at third base as Brisson. Nobody advances, so 1 out. And the Saints' fourth inning will bring up the center fielder, Ethan Polos. So look at the replay, but it was a shallow fly ball. The center field runner did not advance. And here's Ethan Polos, who has a single and a strikeout to his credit. He's 1 for 2. We're going to get a conference at the mound for the Falcons. 1 out, bases loaded. Saints trailed by a run. Interesting things happening here at the ballpark with a 1-0 game. And the umpires from home plate slowly getting to the mound to break this conference up. And the players have broken up and now get back into the action. Paulos, the center fielder, will bat here with 1 out. And the base is still loaded. Gagnon trying to pitch himself out of a jam here in the fourth. Saints trying to get back into this one, just trailing by a run. First pitch is up high, 1-0. 1-0 the count to Paulos. Right fielder Hunter Appleyard is on deck for the Green Giants. The pitch to Paulos. In for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count to Paulos. One pitch on the way. It's fouled away, out of play. Down the left side. Count is 1-2. 1-2 the count to Paulos. One, two on the way. It's wide. Make it 2-2. 2-2 the count to Paulos. Two pitch on the way. Just got a piece of it. Fouled it off. Count remains 2-2. So Paulos has worked the count to 2-2. Gagnon delivers. Second to short. Run will score. The game is tied on the force out. So Paulos drives in a run. And we are tied at ones here in the fourth inning. Runners are now at first and third for Hunter Appleyard. 2 out, 2 on, 1-1 score here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Falcons couldn't pull off a double play. Appleyard is 1 for 2 on the morning, and a single his last time up. Pitch is driven into right field. That's going to bring 1 run in. And a single for Appleyard, and the Saints have taken a 1-run lead. It's now first and second with 2 out. So Anderson scores. The Saints lead 2-1 here in the fourth. And it's going to bring up the catcher, Henry Reel. Look at that on the replay. Solid slap single there by Appleyard, who's now 2 for 3 on the morning. Reel is 0 for 2 in the morning. Ground out in the double play his last time up. Runners are at first and second. Saints lead 2-1 here in the fourth. Gagnon delivers. Off-speed pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1, the count to Reel. A 1 pitch on the way is low, 1-1. 1-1, the count to Reel. Again, first and second. Appleyard and Paulos are on the base pass. Pitch is up high, 2-1. 2-1, the count to Reel. Gagnon delivers. Low and inside, make it 3-1. 3-1, the count to Reel. And the 3-1 pitch, he walked him. So Reel gets a walk. It's going to load the bases. It's going to bring up Colin Robinson, the first baseman, who's walked twice here this morning. Bases loaded. 2 out. And the Saints lead by a run. Robinson in his second year. He's a dangerous hitter. Pitching for a strike. Count is 0-1 on Robinson. He's walked twice here this morning. Bases are jammed. 2 runs are scored for the Saints here in the bottom of 4. The 0-1 pitch. Curveball in for a strike. Make it 0-2. So 0-2 on Robinson. Time is called. Again, bases loaded. Colin Robinson at the plate. Saints with 2 runs across the board already this inning. And the pitch is chopped towards third. Long throw to first. He didn't get him. No, everybody is safe, and the Saints have brought in another run. We'll see how they scored it. He had the play at third, but he didn't get to the bag. Look at this on the replay. It was behind the bag. He didn't get the third in time. Then to try to get him at first, and Robinson beat it out. And the run scores. It's now 3-1. And I think we're going to see a pitching change. Yes, we are. So the Saints lead at 3-1. We're going to get a pitching change here in the 4th inning. Saints have scored 3, and they lead by 2. We'll come back with more baseball right after these words.
Mont's On-Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On-Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On-Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On-Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On-Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
Back, and Wyatt Kerr is on the mound. 3rd pitcher of the morning. And the Saints have got 3 runs across. As a left-hander is Kerr. He's pitched 4 games, but he hasn't got a record. 4.2 innings. He's walked 3 and has struck out 4. But his ERA is 0, so that is a good thing. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's going to face the left-handed batter Owen Finley to start things off here. 2 out, bases loaded. Saints lead now by 2 after trailing by 1 to start the 4th inning. So they've had an uprising here in this 4th inning. And Kerr's going to try and stem the tide and negate the damage already delivered by the Saints. Finley is 0 for 2 on the morning. Granted a double play and struck out. So he'll face the left-handed pitcher Kerr. 0-1 the count to Kerr. Strike 2, 0-2, went after a bad pitch. 0-2 the count on Finley. Bases loaded. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and into right field for a base hit. That's going to score 2 runs. Let's see, here comes the throw. And the Saints have scored 2 on the single by Finley, and it's 5-1. Big hit by Finley. He was down on the count. 1st and 2nd now with 2 outs. And the Saints have had quite the rally here going. Look at this play. Solid hit to right field. Bobbled it. And 2 runs score as a result. First and second. And it's going to be Boisson, the batter. Up the middle. Played by the second baseman, taps second base, and the side is retired. But not before the Saints get 5 runs in the inning on 5 hits. No errors in the score. At the end of 4, the Saints lead at 5-1. We'll be back with more baseball right after this.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
No. No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Here at Lacasse Park, a new pitcher on the mound for the Saints. Brock Whitson, the right-hander, throws hard as he'll pitch here in the 5th inning with the Saints leading 5-1. First batter he'll face is Liam Carson, the third baseman, who was 1 for 1 in the morning with a single his first time up. So right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. So Whitson in to replace O'Reilly. O'Reilly pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 hits and a run. First batter, Liam Carson. Pitches up high, 1-0. As mentioned, he throws hard. One and 0 the count. And the pitch. Good pitch, 1-1. 1-1 the count. Liam Carson. The 1-1 pitch is low and away. It's 2-1. 2-1 to Carson. The 2-1 pitch, low and away, make it 3-1. So the count has worked to 3-1 on Carson. Connor Smith on deck for the Falcons. The 3-1 pitch. Inside, he walked him. So Carson walks. He'll bring up Connor Smith, the second baseman. Left-handed hitter, runner on first. Nobody out. Quick throw to first, and he gets him on the pickoff attempt. Great play there by the pitcher on a pickoff. And Carson is picked off at first. Wow. So 1 out here in the 5th inning on the pickoff after Carson walked. Left-handed batter, Connor Smith. Here's the pitch. up high, 1-0. 1-0 the count to Smith. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt, make it 2-0. So 2-0 on Smith, 1 out. Nobody on. Top of 5, and the Saints lead by 4. It's 5-1. The 2-0 pitch wide, make it 3-0. Whitson now working on a 3-0 count against the batter, Connor Smith. And the 3-0 pitch. Strike one, it's 3-1. 3-1 to Smith with Eric Martin on deck. The 3-1 pitch on the way, swung on. It could be a base hit up the middle. Solid single for Smith. And the Falcons have a runner at first base again with 1 out. So Martin will bat. Runner at first, 1 out. Martin walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1 in the morning. Pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 count to the left-handed batter, Martin. Ground out to first, walked so far in his plate appearances. Drew Lawrence is on deck. 1 out here in the 5th. Whitson deals. Line shot speared by the pitcher. He gets him on the double play at first. What a great play by Whitson. Gets a pickoff, and then he gets a line drive and makes the play to first base. Wow. Great inning for Whitson. Look at this on the replay. Look at those reflexes. Boom. And then back to first base handily. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the score as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-1. We'll be back.
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
We are back at Lacasse Park here in Tecumseh. Bill Kelson, the rest of the We Digital TV folks. And the Saints lead at 5-1 as we are here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A new pitcher on the mound for the Falcons. Wearing number Timmy Norrie, a right-hander. 4th pitcher utilized so far by the Falcons. Look at the upcoming, or we had a quick look at the upcoming things here on We Digital. Going to bring up Josh Anderson will lead things off for the Saints here in the fifth. Want to know the count to Anderson, who was 1 for 1 in the afternoon, or I should say the morning. One and one, the count on Anderson. The 1-1 count. It's in the dirt. 2-1. 2-1 the count to Anderson. Norrie deals. Ground ball single up the middle. A base hit for Anderson. He's now 2 for 2 in the morning. Going to bring up Carter Ray, the shortstop. So the Saints have a runner at first with nobody out here in the fifth. Trying to pad their lead, leading by 4. Ray getting some instructions with a runner at first and nobody out here in the fifth inning. Runner at first again, nobody out. Bottom of 5. Quick throw to first. Back safely is Anderson. And the pitch. Popped up the shortstop trying to drift under it, and he didn't make the play. But they're going to get the run out at second. Safe at first, of course, is Ray, but they bobbled the ball but got away with it. They get one out. And Ray will be at first base. Riley Briggs will step up to the plate, the left fielder. He replaced Tilson, who was shaken up earlier. There's a throwback to first. So 1 out, 1 on for Briggs. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. Pitch is low and away. 1-0. 1-0 the count to Briggs. Is 0 for 2. Pitch in for a strike, 1-1. 1-1 the count to Briggs. The 1-1 pitch. Throw to second, and he's being safe for the stolen base. Ray gets the stolen base. Now there's a runner on second with 1 out. Runner at second. Count is 1-2 on Briggs. And the pitch by Laurie. Catcher drops the ball. The long throw to first. He'll get him. Runner stays at second, so Briggs was a strikeout, 2 outs. And it's going to bring up to the plate Ethan Paulos will step up to the plate, the center fielder. 1 for 3 in the morning. Runner at second, 2 out, bottom of 5, and the Saints lead by 4. Pitches outside, 1-0 to Paulos. Tommy Norrie, the fourth pitcher to be utilized by the Falcons here in this contest. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, and it's going to be hit to second. Rather short, long throw to first, and he gets him. So the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Score at the end of 5, it's 5-1. We'll be back with more baseball right after these words.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Back here at the ballpark at Lacasse, here in Tecumseh. 5-1 is our score. Whitson on the mound here in the top of the 6th inning. Going to bring Drew Lawrence to the plate. Lawrence is 0 for 2 in the game. Look at Whitson's record. ERA is a little high at 5.53, but 13 strikeouts and 12.2 wins. And the right-hander throws hard. First pitch is low, 1-0. So 1-0 the count to Lawrence. Fouls it. Good swing, but he fouls it away. It's 1-1. One and one the count to Lawrence with Verhoeven on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, make it 2-1. 2-1 the count. To Drew Lawrence. And the pitch is wide, make it 3-1. Whitson has thrown a lot of pitches so far in his brief appearance. And the pitch. Fouls it away. He's had 2 good rips. Count is now full at 3-2 to Lawrence. Full count on Lawrence. Whitson delivers. Up high, he walked him. So Lawrence gets a walk. Runner on first with nobody out. And the catcher, Brad Verhoeven. So Verhoeven, 1 for 2 in this one. Left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. Runner at first. Nobody out. Whitson deals. Fouled away. Count is 0-1. One the count to Verhoeven. And the pitch is up high, 1-1. One and one the count, runner at first, top of 6. And the pitch. It's a good one. It's into right field, and a nice play there by Appleyard to make the play. One out here in the 6th. Runner remains at first. We'll look at this on the replay. Nicely tracked by the right fielder Appleyard, a pretty reliable outfielder, despite the swirling wind. One up, one down. Runner at first for Adamu. Again, a left-handed hitter. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. 0-1 the count to Adamu with Lawler on deck. Runner at first, one out. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Good pitch delivered by Whitson. So he's ahead of the count. 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count on Adamu. The 0-2 pitch. Look out. Good rip, but he fouled it to the left side. Count remains 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, curveball. It's chopped to the third baseman. Finley's not going to get a play. Now they get the runner trapped, and he tags him out. So a broken play results in an out. We'll call it the fielder's choice. Runner at first with 2 out for Lawler. Jamie Lawler, the right fielder, 2 out here in the 6th inning. Outside 1-0. Quick throw to first. Runner is safe. Runner at first. That's Adamu. 2 out. Top of 6. Saints lead by 4. It's 5-1 here in this one. First game of the double elimination. Pitch in for a strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 in the count to Jamie Lawler, native of Cambridge, Ontario, in his 2nd year. Again, runner at first. 2 out. Here's the 1-1. Long throw to second. Runner's going to hold. Now he's going to go to third, and he'll be safely at third. That's Adamu goes to third base on the overthrow. The Falcons are threatening here a little bit here in the 6th inning. Runner at third, 2 out. Count is 2-1 on Lawler. Runner on third, 2 outs. 2-1 the count. Whitson deals. Curveball in for a strike. Good pitch. 2-2. 2-2 the count on Lawler. Two on the way. Up high. Curveball got away. Make it 3-2. So the count is full. Full count on Lawler with a runner on third. 2 out. Whitson trying to get out of this inning with no runs coming across the board. Here comes the payoff pitch. Outside, he walked him. Second walk of the inning. And runners are now at first and third. This is the third walk given up this game for Whitson. We'll bring up the DH, Carter Stratton, with runners at first and third and 2 out here in the 6th inning. Whitson's first pitch is wide, 1-0. And now we're going to have a conference at the mound with Whitson. Bit of a conference at the mound with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners at first and third. And the Saints leading by 4. Umpire out to break up the meeting. Didn't have to. They were breaking up as he was making his way to the mound. If I can make an observation, being a former pitcher, Whitson seems to have a habit of maybe rushing his pitches. At least that's a neutral observer. Ball is outside, 1-0. Now, I did throw a 2-hitter in my day, so just because I was 12 doesn't matter. The 1-0 pitch, 2-0. So the count has worked to 2-0 on Stratton with McGuire Gordon on deck. Is that 2-0 or 3-0? It's actually 3-0. Check that. 3-0 the count. And he walked him. Bases are now loaded. And it's going to bring up McGuire Gordon, who's 0 for 2 in this contest. Grando twice the short. We're going to get a pitching change. So Whitson has been taken out of the ball game. And on that note, we're going to pause for a break. We'll come back with more baseball in just a couple of minutes.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
the first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
Well, we are back at Lacasse Park here in Tecumseh. Cody Moore has come on the mound. Pitched to 8 innings so far this year. He's 1-0. So McGuire Gordon with the bases loaded and 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Moore trying to tame things down and get out of the inning for the Saints. And the right-handers with his first pitch is low. It's 1-0. Giant pitchers this morning have had trouble finding the plate most of the morning. Every pitcher that's been in has struggled to find the plate here so far this morning, or in this one. Pitch is swung on and flew out to center field on a line, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. Score at the end. We're going to actually the bottom of 6. It is 5-1 for the Saints. We'll be back with more.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Good evening, sir. Where are you coming from?
I was just at a buddy's watching a game.
Have you consumed any alcohol tonight?
I had a couple beers.
Thanks. Can I ask you to step out of the vehicle, please?
How many drinks does it take to impair your ability to drive safely? Having even just a few casual drinks can impair your driving ability to the point that you could lose your license for at least 3 days or more.
Hi, honey. Can you come pick me up?
Play it safe with alcohol. If you plan on drinking, don't plan on driving.
Oh, very good. We are back at the ballpark. Bill Kelso, along with everybody here at the We Digital TV. Look at the upcoming Saints webcast. Look at them. Football, soccer, basketball. You name it, we've got it here on WeDigital.ca. As we come to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Saints lead it 5-1. Bring up the right fielder, Hunter Appleyard. 2 for 3 in this game. Count is 1-0 on Appleyard. Ground ball to third. Long throw to first, and he gets him. So Carson with the play at third. 1 out, 1 up, and 1 down, and it's going to bring up the catcher, Henry Reel. Reel is 0 for 2 in this game. Curveball is low, 1-0 to Reel. The 4th pitcher on the mound, Tommy Norrie, for the Falcons. Strike. Call, 1-1, the count on Reel. Good pitch from Norrie. One pitch in the dirt. Make it 2-1. 2-1 to Real with Colin Robinson on deck for the Saints. They lead by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 2-1 pitch. Belted it foul down the third base side. Got a good rip, but it went foul. 2-2 the count to Real. 1 out, nobody on. 5-1 is our score here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Hit into right field and hovering under it, the right fielder there to make the play. That was Adamu. 2 up and 2 down in the Saints 6th. It's going to bring up Colin Robinson, the first baseman. Robinson is 1 for 1 officially here in this game. Walked the first 2 times up, had a single, and drove in a run. First pitch is in the dirt. 1-0 the count to Robinson. Owen Finley is on deck for the Saints. Should Robinson get aboard? The 1-0 pitch. Called strike 1-1. 1-1 to Robinson. The 1-1 pitch fouled off, make it 1-2. So the count is 1-2 on Robinson. 2 out. Bottom of 6. Saints lead by 4, and he's going to have a word with the coach. One and two the count to Robinson. 2 out, nobody on here in the 6th. Chop to the shortstop. Long throw to first, and he gets him. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We come to the bottom of the top of the 7th inning, and the Saints lead 5-1. We'll be back with more right after this.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all. We are back at Lacasse Park. Bill Kelso and the rest of the WeDigital.ca gang having fun interspersing with the crowd. No hot mic moments, folks.
As we get set to start the top of the 7th inning, Liam Carson will lead things off against Cody Moore. So Liam Carson, he'll be followed by Connor Smith and Eric Martin. Pitch is wide, 1-0 the count to Carson. Carson is 1 for 1 officially. Had a single his first time up in this one. Pitch is wide again, make it 2-0. 2-0 the count, and we're going to have a quick conference with the catcher and the pitcher. Slow things down. Got a four-run lead to work with here in the top half of the 7th inning. The Falcons need to tie this thing up to force the bottom half of the 7th inning. There's a ground ball. Second baseman knocked it down but could not make the play. We're going to get that an infield single for Carson. And the Falcons have a runner aboard at first base on the infield single by Carson. So runner at first, nobody out. And Connor Smith, who's 1 for 2, the second baseman, up against Moore here in the 7th inning. Left-handed batter Smith. Pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 the count. Left fielder Eric Martin is on deck. Pitch to Smith. Fouls it off and away. Count is 0-2. Smith, who plays for Fanshawe but hails from LaSalle, Ontario. 0-2 the count on Smith. Runner at first. Nobody out. Moore delivers up high. It's 1-2. 1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and hit the second, and it's a base hit. Smith gets a single. Runners are now at first and second with nobody out. And the Falcons have a rally going here in the top of the 7th inning. And now we're going to get a conference at the mound. Two runners on base with nobody out here in the 7th inning. And Moore in a bit of a jam here for the Saints as they lead by 4. It's the Saints pitching coach having words with Moore. So things interesting here in the 7th inning. First two runners aboard for the Falcons with nobody out. And Ethan Martin will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the afternoon, or the morning. And then he'll be followed by Drew Lawrence. Nobody out, 2 on. Left-handed batter against Moore. Pitch is swung on. Base hit to right field. And the bases are now loaded on the single by Martin. Bases loaded, nobody out. And that's going to be, they signal to make another pitching change. And the Saints are going to another pitcher. So 5-1's our score. The bases are loaded. And a new pitcher on the mound. And with that, we're going to be coming back with more baseball right after these words.
every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Back here at Lacasse Park in Tecumseh, and we have a pitching change. And on the mound for the Saints, Michael Hamlin is now pitching for the Saints here in the 7th inning. Look at Hamlin's record. 5-1 is our score. The bases are loaded. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning as he's finishing up his warm-up tosses. He'll bring up Drew Lawrence to lead things off. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning, and the Falcons trail by 4. First pitch, ground ball too short. Flip to second for 1, back to first. And they get them both. A double play. Six, 4-3 double play. And there's now 2 out here. Look at this on the replay. That's not going to catch it. Okay, score is now 5-2. Fouled away down the right. 5-2 is our score. And 2 out. Runner on third. Again, the score is 5-2, top of 7. Fastball is in for it. That'll bring in a run. So it's now 5-3 with a runner at first with 2 out. I'll bring up Ferris Adamu with a 5-3 score, a runner at first and 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Falcons are down to their last out. But they have a runner at first with 2 away. Fastball is inside, 1-0. 1-0 the count to Adamu. The 1-0 pitch off the catcher. Runner did not advance. And the count 2-0. 2-0 the count. On Adamu. And the pitch swung on. Ground ball to third. Finley throw to first. And the game is over. The Saints have won it. On the play by Finley. Look at this on the replay, the final out. And the Saints win this one 5-3. That's our final score. Finally, and the Saints finish them off, the Falcons, in this game here. That's our ball game on this one. Back with more baseball later on.